Yo, what up, my Card Kingdom family? Kenji back for some more drafting. This time we're going to do another arena draft. Magic Online is currently down. I tried to do another Modern Horizons, but it's currently down, so we're going to do some more arena. We have some more Shadows Over Innistrad Remastered available, and this is arena-only event, so you're going to see a lot of old cards from a variety of the Innistrad formats, all in one draft format. And we are going to jump into the ranked queue and see if we can do some business. So stay tuned, get ready, and we'll be back when the draft fires. But as always, thanks for watching. Hit that like and subscribe. And as always, don't forget to check out cardkingdom.com/Numot for all of your Magic card-related needs. All right, Card Kingdom fam, the draft is a go. We opened a Spirit of the Hunt as our rare. I do want to note, for these Shadows Over Innistrad Remastered drafts, they have a weekly rotation of cards that are going to fill some slots. So while the vast majority of the core cards are always going to be the same, they have a theme that gets rotated. So it kind of keeps the draft format new. So this week, the theme is Morbid, so when creatures die. And the specific card in this pack that goes along with that theme is the Skursdag Cultist. It's solid enough, but I don't think it's a first pick card by any means. I think there are realistically 2 or 3 cards you could take. I'm going to lean towards the Thermo Alchemist here. This is one of the, surprisingly maybe, best win cons you can get in like the red-blue spells deck, though you don't need to be playing red-blue spells specifically. Just a great tapper, a ton of damage. Other good choices are like Ulvenwald Captive, Ramp, and eventually a win con. Skinner, fantastic 2-mana value creature that if you have Delirium just gets bigger, bigger, bigger. And it also targets your other creatures as well. So first pick the Thermal Alchemist. Let's see if we can get some rewards. We can. We're going to follow that up with a Galvanic Bombardment. Kind of like a Kindle, but for creatures only and for half the mana cost. There are a few of these type of cards in the format. The other one being, the Take Inventory in blue. And they're kind of like callbacks to older cards. So Bombardment, kind of like a Kindle. Take Inventory, kind of like Frantic Inventory or whatever it's called, Frantic Search. Not Frantic Search, but you know what I mean. Had I taken one of the green cards to start, we would have a second Captive here, or a Rabid Bite, another good removal spell. After first picking the Alchemist, though, I think the Bombardment makes the most sense. This is probably the best card in the pack anyways, or at least pretty close to it. If it's not, I guess you could probably put Captive in the running, maybe Deadweight. This is a good start, though, for red. Okay, this is a fantastic start. Excuse me, to red. As we're getting one of the best commons in the format, third pick here. That's the Incendiary Flow. One of the few burn spells that can go face. There are a handful that go face, but this is the best among them, I think. 2 mana, 3 damage, exiles if it's a creature. Other good cards, some more good green. Byway Courier's just a great value 3-drop. Ride Down, solid removal if you're aggressive. I mean, this is just an easy choice. Good red start here for us. Ooh. That is probably a pretty big signal. This is another one of those cards specific to this week's theme. And that's Murder of Crows. 5 mana, 4/4 flyer. If it didn't even have any more text, it would still be good and limited. But no, this one's even better. You get to potentially loot if you want to whenever a creature dies. So very, very strong card. I'm surprised to see it 4th pick here. Griff's Boon, another really good one. It might not look great, but it is a really solid trick in, maybe not a trick, but a pump effect, an evasive effect in white. Yeah, that Murder of Crows, though, is a good sign. Less of a good sign here, and in fact, a lot of green still coming around as we see a 5th pick Graph Mole, which there are a lot of clues in this format, and a 3 mana 2/4 is just a good blocker anyway, so this card is real solid. But another Captive as well, and that's the 3rd Captive we've seen. The red and the blue cards here are all pretty filler, so I think it makes the most sense to stay open and take the Captive here. And see if maybe that can pan out in some variety. I'm guessing I'm just going to take the Pyre Hound at this point. The blue cards here are fine, but filler. The majority of these other red cards are okay. Pyre Hound is probably my first choice here, and then Tormenting Voice second. We'll still lean into the spells type deck for now. as it seems to be. At least the red is a good place to start. Okay, what's the next choice? Pick 7. Oof, and another really, really weak pack overall. I guess I can just take the Terrarian. This is a fine card in any deck, as it can just filter and fix. It also is good for Delirium if you get any Delirium cards, though we don't have that currently. I mean, I like Weirding Wood a lot too, but Terrarian, again, just goes into any deck anyway, so I guess we can take that. Oh, interesting. Now we're seeing some good red-black cards, as both Ravenous Bloodseeker and Call the Bloodline are two fantastic enablers in the red-black Vampire Madness deck. Let's take that over any of these filler blue cards, and we'll take the Call the Bloodline because it's uncommon, so it's harder to pick up. Cultist is wheeling. We'll take that. It is good with Call the Bloodline now. Could also consider taking Geist to go along with the Murder of Crows for red-blue, but this is, again, uncommon and sticks in red for now. This is one of the cards we were hoping to wheel out of this particular pack. Shreds of Sanity is really solid. Ideally, you have some amount of Madness cards to get great value out of it, but often enough, if you just return an instant into sorcery and then discard like a land, you're pretty darn happy. Scrutiny on the wheel is okay. Fogwalker is also okay. Alright, there's another Geist. A couple other removal spells, but I don't like Certain Death and Moonlight Hunt. You need to be in Werewolves for that to be good. Alright, not a bad starting pack. We have somewhat of an idea of what we want to be, but we could be leaning towards two different decks right now. It's not impossible for me to still end up in green, but I would guess that red-blue or red-black is probably the way we're going to go. Prototype is kind of trolly, but maybe if I'm in the Madness discard deck, we can play it. I swear to God, I open so many Permeating Mass, it's funny. Okay, what do we have for our Pack 2 opens? Only a couple of options. I mean, a few of the good green cards are good, but Pieces of the Puzzle is surprisingly great in the blue-red spells deck. And then Olivia's Dragoon is one of the premium 2-drops in the red-black Vampire Madness deck. So, two different routes I could go here. I guess you could also consider the Ingenious Scab, another pretty solid blue-red spells card. Right now I'm at 5 instants and sorceries. I mean, that number is just going to go up if I wanted to take the Pieces of the Puzzle, but I think the Pieces is more likely to wheel, so it's probably right to take the Dragoon. Okay, not a bad pack. There's a Haunted Dead here, which is just great value black creature. There's a Drag Under here if we wanted to take just a good blue spell card. Those are two of the better cards in the pack. Also Thraben Inspector. So this is where we have to make another decision, because there's no red card we want to take, so we're either taking blue or black now. If I had any Madness, I'd be tempted to take the Haunted Dead, but it feels like the blue is still stronger, just because Murder of Crows is so good. We'll see if that gets punished here. Yeah, a little bit punished, as now we're getting a Stromkirk Condemned. But I don't believe we've seen too many Madness cards, right? Like, I haven't seen any Weirded Vampires. Haven't seen any Alchemist Greetings. Haven't seen any... I mean... just doesn't feel like a lot of the madness is there, so we'll just continue to stay open. Hopefully there's a better sign that comes and shows us up. Another Shreds of Sanity. Deadweight. Second Shreds of Sanity is also pretty juicy, but let's go with the Deadweight here. It looks like the black is a little bit more prevalent right now. Why does it seem like the red is actually kind of drying up? This pack's pretty weak. Another Pyrehound is whatever. A Daring Sleuth is whatever. Geez, this is tough. I think I lean towards Pyrehound. I don't have enough clue synergies. But Pyrehound is unlikely to make the red-black deck. I don't think I'm pivoting too much or anything. I think we're just getting some weird signals. Okay, there's a first take inventory if we wanted to. Or we could consider the Sanitarium Skeleton, which is good with Dragoon and like some of the other discard effects, but... yeah, Dragoon's also... Or sorry, not Dragoons. Skeleton's also good with like Cultist. The thing is, it's so easy to pick up Skeletons that... if I take an inventory now and get another, it's just so much better. I would be surprised if I ended up in 3 colors. I mean, it's possible I end up in 2 with maybe 1 card of a splash, but I think still we're in a position where being either blue-red or red-black is going to be the correct choice. It just really depends, I guess, on how pack 3 goes. Because right now we're still not getting great signs. Galvanic Juggernaut can go into either deck. It would be better in the black-red, though. Make Mischief can also go into either deck. And I think the Make Mischief makes more sense currently for synergy purposes. Okay, there's a Vampire. So maybe we're just not seeing the Madness cards. Maybe they're not getting opened because we're getting one here, 8th pick. And I think that is the choice. In which case, if we ended up with that route, I would be cutting the majority of these cards. And we would have... yeah, this would be a decent red-black madness / vampire start, though we would be, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, a little bit short on playables. Ah, see, now we're wheeling the pieces of the puzzle. Yeah, this is weird. The Haunted Dead is wheeling? Okay, yeah, so I just don't even know what's going on. I guess both strategies are open? That's funny. That's what it feels like. Both strategies are open, and we're not getting like a heavy signal one way or another. Here's the plan. Pack 3, I'm going to open a Jace, and then we can solidify ourselves in blue, if we do. Or maybe we open a Voldaren Pariah, and then we can solidify ourselves in black. Because I don't think we're supposed to be in, like, blue-black for any reason, right? Though we could. I guess we could still be blue-black, too. Some form of Grixis colors. Maybe not 3 colors, but some form of Grixis cards. I don't think Waltz is actually all that impressive in the format, but it does have some synergy with what we have. These are just all late picks, and Skeleton would be played. Alright, pack 3. Oh, we opened Emrakul! Come on, dude! This card is very good. It might not be at its best in our current build of things, but this card is absolutely insane. If you cast it, you generally win the game. We had a very cool Emrakul deck that was uploaded as a VOD a couple of days ago. If you missed that one, I think it's called Mommy's Home or something. What are we losing? We're losing a Rise from the Tides. That would be great for the blue-red deck. We're losing an Incendiary Flow. That would just be good in general. There's no way I can pass an Emrakul. Unfortunate we opened it in pack 3 because we weren't able to draft around it, but 0 chance I'm cutting that card. If I had to choose, I would guess we'd want to try to be red-blue instead of red-black for Emrakul, because a lot of times the Madness deck is discarding a lot of lands. With that being said, it does appear that in this pack anyways, red-black is the way to go. Accursed Witch, Fury Blade Vampire, Deadweight, Neonate, Ruins. I mean, I could take Spontaneous Mutation for blue, but looks like the red's the place to be. And, you know, we don't actually have that much madness, so taking the Fury Blade is not as important. Oftentimes getting the madness enablers like this is really important, but I think this might be a witch pick. Like, I'm cutting the Pyre Hounds. I'm going to assume that blue is the cut now, and I hope I don't get past some crazy blue card next pack. Good, we didn't. Take a deranged whelp here for just a random 2-drop. Yeah, Emrakul's not going to fit super well, but there's no chance I'm not going to try to play it. Damn, Startled Awake. Deterrence, Scrutiny, Drag Under. Is this it? Is this the only madness card I have? It is. God, why do I still feel like the blue makes more sense? Disgusting. Alright, let's take the drag. This draft is a drag. Ooh, Tamio's Journal now, too. Fun, but extremely slow, and that's good for Emmy. Alright, yeah, Scab, another drag under. Alright. It's just I don't have any synergies for the madness, so... We have like a bad vampire deck because we only ended up with one madness card somehow. Cultist probably comes out then. Looks like the Pyre Hounds would be back in. Probably just want another drag under instead of Scab. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, here we go. Pieces, or Pour of the Pieces now. Oh, finally another madness card. Pick 7 of pack 3. No thanks. Yeah, the biggest loss taking in the Emrakul was the secondary flow. And not having a, I guess, Alchemist's Greeting is kind of weak as well. But this is a solid blue-red spells deck. There's a chance I wheel the Rise of the Tides, too. Oh, second take inventory was perfect. Perfect. 1 is often not playable. Though sometimes you still want it, but 2 is good enough. I think Epitaph Golem probably can come in. We actually have a decent amount of card draw. And there's always a small chance I mill Emrakul with the pieces of the puzzle. Hello, friend. Okay. Good deck. We ended up with a good deck. I would not be surprised if Emrakul would just be straight up better if we had taken the flow over it as far as synergy goes and what the deck's trying to do. But obviously there's no way you pass an Emrakul. It's just way too fun. Scribe's very good as well, although I don't think that's what we want in our deck. And there's no black card we're splashing, right? Not really. Neonate is okay outside of Madness, but again, unlikely. The reason I would run Field Creeper is as an artifact that could go to the graveyard for Emrakul purposes. That is a very late compelling deterrence, wow. Another bounce effect seems really good. In fact, it's probably better than Scrutiny, even though I have the Tamio's Journal. Probably going to end up running that Tormenting Voice, too. Jeez. Okay. I think the deck ended up pretty solid. Pretty darn solid in the end. I think 17 lands is still ideal here. With as much card draw and whatnot as we have. The question is, am I running this Epitaph Golem after all? It's also an artifact itself to discard, so yeah, probably. Maybe cutting 1 drag under is fine. Could also cut the Deranged Whelp. I guess I'm not trying to be super aggro, am I? We're just trying to buy time for Rise from the Tides or Emrakul. Yeah, let's cut the Whelp instead. This looks like a fun one. Is it a winner? I don't know, but it looks fun, and it has Rise from the Tides and Emrakul, 2 of my favorite things to do, so... Let's give it a shot. Go off to this premiere draft, Shadows Over Innistrad Remastered. Okay, here we go for round 1. Let's get some good draws and some good plays, hopefully. We're on the play. Hand looks good. Some nice tempo. I mean, if they don't have a removal spell for Pyre Hound, could very easily win by itself here. Oh, baby. And we drew the best possible card on turn 2. Stitcher's Apprentice from them. I do want to drag under this turn because we need to hit a land. So, if we brick on a land next turn, that would be pretty awkward. Draw Emrakul, for example. Would be quite unfortunate. Nice. Alright, we did hit the land, so... This feels good. These two cards alone, with spells I have in my hand, are enough to win the game, for sure. Okay, reverse drag under, that's fine. And that is a good make mischief target. Definitely want to get the Pyre Hound out again before running out all these spells. Oh, they have a Rabid Bite. Too bad. Okay. No, that is what it is. Take one. Is also fine. Still looking for a land here would be good. Alright, I'm gonna go with the high upside play. I think. Because if inventory hits a land here, we're in insano shape. Oh, that's unfortunate. We would have been able to make mischief their Dryad there before they could sack it to the Apprentice. Now, I still have access to compelling deterrence, which is nice, but... yeah, missing lands is not what we want to do. We have 17 in our deck, after all. Okay, Sage of Ancient Lore. It's a big creature. Gets very large if it flips. Kind of awkward to bounce it with Drag Under, but it eats up a lot of their mana to do so. In fact, I'm actually going to bounce it right now with the Compelling Deterrence, just for mana efficiency purposes. Bricked on land again, but that's okay, because we can Geist... or sorry, Tormenting Voice, discarding Geist. There's our land, there's our Emrakul. Ping. Mischief. We're just buying time now. 10 mana Emrakul, we're getting there. So right now we have sorcery, creature, instant in our graveyard. I am A-okay with them just replaying the Sage. If you'll notice, the Thermal Alchemist will now have done 10 damage to them by the end of their turn. Like I said, it's just a really good win con by itself. So yeah, if you want to look at the Sage again, power and toughness equal the number of cards in their hand. And then if it flips, its power and toughness equal the cards in all players' hand, plus it has vigilance and trample, so... can be a very, very scary card. I should probably go with Murder of Crows just to kill them fast, but... pour over the pages here into Drag Under looks really good too, and I mean the Alchemist is still just going off. Artifact in the graveyard, land in the graveyard. No, artifact in the graveyard. Right, we don't have an artifact in there already. Yeah, that's fine. Ping for one. They can sack their Sage in response to deny me a card if they had wanted to. Gosh, we're not even going to get to cast Emrakul this game, are we? Because Incendiary Flow, Alchemist, and a Ping from the Devil is going to be basically lethal. Yeah, in fact, it turns out if the Emrakul had been that secondary Incendiary Flow, the opponent would have already just died, right? Yeah. Like I said. There was the right play, and then there was the fun play. Okay. Good with that. Ping him down to 7. Does that win? 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm 1 damage short. Oh, then the devil kills them. Alright, so good game. If you're keeping track at home, Alchemist will have done about 15 damage, 16 damage. That's absolutely nuts. I wasn't lying when I said Alchemist is one of the best win cons in Blue-Red, and that was a great showcase of it. Cast some tempo spells, ping them out. Pretty nice first game. I kind of wanted to draw it out to cast Emrakul, but I don't want to give them time. Like, if they have their own Emrakul or something, it's so awkward. Okay, on to game number 2 we go. King Alchemist for the win. Yeah, I'm gonna keep that hand. After all, why wouldn't I keep a 13 mana opener? Game plan here. Terrarian gives us 1 card type digs. Sorcery with Inventory and Drag gives us a 2nd card type. We be fine here, we be fine. Oh, there's a win con. We don't need to pop off the Terrarian yet, as we don't have anything with red to do. Ooh, that's a problem. Okay, we're gonna want to find a way to deal with that. But, oh, we just might bounce it for the next couple of turns, I guess. And now that we've drawn Mountain, I don't mind popping the Terrarian off. Especially if they just run out the wharf again. Bolt this time. Or over the pages, pretty good. Alright, let's keep doing it. Emrakul's currently at 11 mana. Pour over the pages is most likely going to discard one of our islands, so... Hey, the Tree of Perdition! That's awesome. Exchange target opponent's life total with Tree of Perdition, so that can deal me 7 damage out of nowhere if they want. I guess I should just get the Crow online. Like, 5 mana 4/4 flyer, still strong. And this way we can utilize the pour over the pages pretty well next. Oh, with Triskaidekaphobia! Oh, that's awesome. That is freaking sweet. Okay. I like their deck more than mine now. So how do we get out of this? I can Compelling Deterrence the Triskaidekaphobia for a turn. Oh, and I can Incendiary Flow now as well. Okay. Am I discarding land here? I guess we are. Pretty funny. Pretty damn funny. Oh, wait a minute. Does this even actually work, though? Because if I ping myself for 1 and go to 12, they can in response... No, let's see. If I attempt to ping myself, they swap the life totals in response. I would go back up to 20, then down to 19, and their Tree of Perdition would be 13 again. So, in fact, what I need to do is actually incendiary flow them so both players are at 13. Wait, what? We just hit 5 lands with that? The hell? Okay. This is only opponent, so they can't swap their own. This is a weird game, dude. They can just make the game a draw if they want to. Both players will lose. Oh, wait! Both players have to lose. There's no other option. It's a draw, right? Yeah. Wait, so... There's no other way I could have done this, right? Because if I ping myself and ping them, it's the same difference. I make mischief myself. The Tree of Perdition uses the ability in response. Yeah, no matter what, there was going to be a draw. Okay, that was worth it. That was a great game. Triskaidekaphobia, Tree of Perdition combo. That was extremely fun. I don't think there was a way I could have done it differently, right? Yeah, I don't... Could I have bounced the tree in response to the activation? No, that doesn't matter. It's the same thing. They just get to replay it anyway. Either way, they're replaying a 4-mana spell, so that didn't change anything. I guess the Triskaidekaphobia would have... No, that doesn't change it. Yeah, in fact, in order to get the draw, I needed to bounce the Triskaidekaphobia. Otherwise, they would have not been at 13. Wow. Crazy funny game. Love it. Like, I guess the only play that would have worked would be to have pinged myself for 1, and then hope that they missed the play of swapping in response, and then putting them to 13 so that I would go to whatever 12. They would go to 13, and then they would lose. In any case, very interesting. Alright, game 2.5 here, as that draw didn't count for anything. We have a... Well, okay, we have a pretty sweet-looking hand again. Artifact and sorceries will be no problem to get in the graveyard here. Oh, well, 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 well. If it isn't the perfect draw on turn 2 again. They might have a dead weight, but... I think you're supposed to block there every time. Sure, good beats. You're just throwing away 2 life every turn if you're not blocking, right? Alright, so let's look for a land. Great. If we hit, we can actually just go ahead and mischief here, because the token will trade with the accomplice, and I'd rather save Drag Under for a more expensive spell. Creature, that is. And if they want to just make a 2/2 here with the accomplice on the flashback, then we'll drag that under. Okay. Hoping they don't have removal for Firehound. Nice, we can deal with that. Drag a token, grow the hound. Inventory, grow the hound. Beautiful. Another game where Emrakul might not get cast. Might just be that we go Rise from the Tides, GG or whatever, but... Another fantastic draw. Bounce the token, grow the hound. Bounce the token, grow the hound. I could have saved that for pumping up the other Pyre Hound, but I think our play is just Rise from the Tides for 6 next or for 5 next turn, so that's why I used it there instead of saving it for that second Pyre Hound. Sadly, once again, we're probably just going to get a scoop. And Emrakul is not going to be able to get cast. We're 2 lands away, dang it. Or 2 card types. Ah, well. It is what it is. 2-0-1 now. Keep up the good beats. And move on to the next game. Ooh. Ooh, this hand is really weak, but I'm gonna keep it. I have a turn 2 Alchemist, so I don't think I'm gonna throw it away, but we need to find some drag unders or something. Because right now this hand is quite poor. Oh, they're red-white Alchemist, though. Bombardment wasn't terrible. That is a problem. Hey, perfect. Go ahead and bounce their conduit for the turn. Alright, and now with Bombardment, that's going to give us both an instant and a sorcery for shreds. So what I could do here, instead of playing the Epitaph, which I'm going to do, is I could go Bombardment on one of their creatures, then Shreds of Sanity back the Drag Under and the Bombardment, discarding a land, and then Bombardment again to finish it off. Okay, that's really good for us, because now we get to Shreds back our Drag Under. I guess I'm going to get a little bit greedy here instead. I'm going to take another hit from their conduit in order to kill their alchemist with bombardment. Seems like a solid play to me. And I don't think there's any way they can stop the drag under next turn, right? There's no, like, hexproof ability in this format. Okay, I do let them get that 5th mana, though, so maybe they can develop out something scary, but as soon as I bounce the Conduit and the Faith Unbroken falls off, I get my 3/5 blocker back, so it would have to be a flyer here. Well, that's annoying, but that's not a flyer. Oh, okay. Well, now that becomes a lot more annoying, because they can tap down my... Oh, or we can just go double bounce. This is pretty funny. Drawing that land was not funny, though. Instant sorcery land. Emrakul costs 10. We need to find, like, pieces of the puzzle or something. Damn it. Alright, Flood might kill us here. That's the 11th land we've seen this game. 1 in our graveyard, 8 on the battlefield, 2 in hand. We know the opponent has at least 6 spells in theirs. Brutal. So any brick next turn kills us. We do have potential outs, though. Well, what can you do? $13 of 17 lands in the top 18. 13 lands in the top 18 cards. Wow. I didn't do my math. Wait, no. 12 lands? 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 lands in the top 18 cards. Still. We died any removal, any way to add 3 damage. Doesn't kill us. That puts us to 2. Oh, no, we do die. Right, because the garrison also makes creatures. Or, yeah, we're just dead. GG's. Unfortunate, but what are you gonna do? We basically just needed 1 spell, and we would have been fine there. But let's just win it out from here. Go to the next. Alrighty, on to our next game we go. Okay, we can keep this hand. Presumably Tormenting Voice should find us a blue source if we don't naturally draw one. That's right, we have a Tamiyo's Journal. Ooh, question is, do I discard the land here? I don't think I'm going to get greedy. I think I'm going to discard the Compelling Deterrence. And not find a blue source yet in the top 10 cards. There we go. Okay. Most efficient play is probably just to pieces of the puzzle this turn. And put 5 cards in the graveyard. Okay, the good news with this is that somehow, even though we bricked, we have a ton of card types now for if we draw Emrakul. We have Artifact, Instant, Sorcery, Creature, Land, so seems pretty good. I think here we're gonna pass. Opponent's on a blue-white Flyers deck. If they just go for Equip of the Slayer's Plate, we get to get them with the Galvanic Bombardment here pretty well. If they just attack and pass, though, then we'll go for the Bombardment. And hope that they don't play a creature, because we would love to just play out the Tamiyo's Journal. But we're still going to do that anyways. So, 5-mana Artifact. At the beginning of my upkeep, I get to Investigate, which is make a clue, and then I can sack 3 clues to tutor for a card. So, we actually want them to go ahead and equip the plate here, because that eats up 3 of their mana, and Drag Under's a really good tempo card versus that. Looks like they just played a Murder of Crows, though. No big deal. Let's go bounce. Land. Pass. And we might have the same turn cycle the next couple of turns, where they play the crow, they hit me for 2, I bounce the crow, draw an extra card, and then as soon as we can get 3 clues, we can tutor for the Emrakul, which, again, we have a bunch of card types in our graveyard, so it'd be cheap to cast. Let's lead with that. Well, actually, no, we know we're going to bounce the crow this turn, so let's go ahead and bounce right now, and then we can inventory after we see what we draw. That's good. That's very good. I'll stymie the bleeding. And Emrakul next turn, I have to imagine, is pretty freaking game over. 1 sorcery, instant, land, artifact, creature. I think we're going for the Emmy. And that, my friends, is Emrakul, the Promised End. Now we get to take their turn. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. We get to get them really, really good. We get to sacrifice almost all of their permanents with Lunarch Mantle here. And then what we get to do after we do this is chump attack their Murder of Crows and discard their Angelic Purge with the loot trigger. Oh, it doesn't trigger off itself. My mistake. I could have swore it was going to trigger off itself, but hey, that's good enough. Even if they go land Purge on the Emrakul, in a couple turns we're going to go get to tutor for our Rise of the Tides anyways, so not a big deal there. And that, my friends, is easy money, honey. Alright, nice. For some reason I thought the Murder of Crow triggered off itself, but I guess that's... Wait, did I go... I went from 81 to 86. Interesting. I guess I won too slowly. In any case, we got to Emrakul. Feels good. So 3-1 on to game 5 we go. Ooh. I think this is a little bit too sketchy to keep. No red source. A couple of big expensive spells. Let's go down to 6. This is an okay 6 where I think we can just lose a land here. The Epitaph Golem I want to keep in my hand because I can discard it to pour over the pages for 2 different card types for Emrakul. Hopefully we're playing against another slower deck. Yeah, Island, you'll love to see that. So probably just going to drag under the first creature they play. Oh, this could be a mirror match of sorts. Hopefully they're not on the more aggressive list. Alright, Murder of Crows is good. I guess I'm probably supposed to just play out the Crows this turn. As a good 4/4. Okay, not bad. Compelling Deterrence. I'm going to discard the Epitaph Golem so that we get that artifact and creature in the graveyard. Ooh, and they have a Fevered Visions. Alright, so we are going to take a lot of damage from that card. So that draws a card at the beginning of each player's end step, and then if the opponent has 4 or more cards in hand, they take 2 damage, so that's going to probably be a huge issue for us. Let's go and dig for Emrakul or our Rise from the Tides, because we're going to have to win this game quickly. I mean, the Visions is going to help us find the bombs we're looking for, yes, but if we take a little bit too much damage, you know, like I'm just going to have to commit that I'm going to take a bunch of damage from Fevered Visions for the next few turns. Once again, just going to start off with the bounce here on the Scab, buy some time. Inventory. We are going digging. Okay. Cameo's Journal. That might be a little bit slow, but I'm going to keep it. We're already at 12. I do have a compelling deterrence of my own, right? Is that the card that I bottomed? No, that was off of a mulligan. Jeez, the fact that they're only playing Scab and passing is really, really concerning as well. Let's start with Flow on the Scab. Assume they're going to cast an instant or sorcery to pump it up, and then bombard it, mint to hopefully finish it off. And then I can play Journal after. That's fine. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to play Journal instead of Murder of Crows. We don't really want to cast Pieces of the Puzzle anymore, because if that mills Emrakul, it's really bad. Although if I found Rise from the Tides, that would be good enough. Wow, they're just going to fire off a bunch of burn at my face, yeah. I'm at 8. I'm going to go down to 6 this next turn. Okay, there's Deterrence. Well, that does buy a little bit of time. I mean, I could Pieces of the Puzzle and just try to find... Rise from the Tides, but that might be too much damage from the... from the Devils plus the Visions. Sure. Yeah, so we're going to take 2 more from the Devils here. And we're just going to get burnt out. I'm probably going to need to draw Emrakul like this turn. In which case, maybe it's just best to sacrifice the clue. Oh, I guess I'm just dead. They had a bunch of burn in their hand anyways. Good beats. Okay, GG's. Yeah, the Fevered Visions was going to be really hard for us to beat unless we found our answers early, but damn. 3 and 2 now. Okay, on to game number 6. Cannot take any more losses, so let's hope we can just get at least one more game with Emrakul. Oh yeah, we're going to keep this hand for sure. A little bit of early interaction with the bombardment. Geist sets up our draws. Is a good ground blocker as well. We get to cast Emrakul one more time, I will be happy. Another blue-red deck. And this one has a Ravenous Bloodseeker, so they might have some madness themes. Alright, that's fine. It's a 2/3 that whenever it or another creature dies, player mills a card. I'm okay with that. I'm not okay if they have a Alchemist's Greeting here, but it looks like they didn't because they played Tormenting Voice, discarding a land. Just gonna block the 2-power creature, because if they want to discard a card, I'm okay with that. Stromkirk Occultist. Alright, so I'm gonna take 2 damage. Really want to find a land here. Nope, bottom that. Okay, did find land, good. Let's go drag the 3-drop. And then bombardment the other 3-drop. And now we have an instant and sorcery in our graveyards. That's closer to Emrakul. Don't care about that. Don't care about that. Land is what we want. Good. I want to just get the Pyrehound online, or do I want to shreds this turn? I think shredding this turn makes sense. Getting back our drag and our bombardment, and just discarding the Pyrehound. And then I can just bombardment the Stitcher right now before they can untap and have its ability active. We're happy if they mill us. Nice. Milled a sorcery though, unfortunate. Because we're already going to have ways to put sorceries in our graveyard. Again, I'm going to block their 2 power, and if they want to discard a card to hit me for 3, I'm okay with that. Nice. Build a creature, and a land, and a sorcery. Good. More lands, more better. Scrutiny, and they're going to cycle. Love it. So instant, sorcery, creature, land. Bounce is good enough to keep, certainly. Awkwardly, I think I'm actually supposed to discard land this turn, though, for Tormenting Voice, because we're probably going to draw at least one more. Keep the tempo beats up. I'm going to go ahead and flow their Bloodseeker right now to turn off any more madness. Now, the reason I would leave that creature on the battlefield, though, is because it would allow us to maybe discard their whole hand with it. Nice. Yeah, this is going to be a Rise from the Tides. Well, the issue here is that Rise from the Tides might just prompt them to scoop, and then I end up winning with Rise from the Tides without Emrakul, you know? But what can you do? If 8/2/2s prompts a scoop, so be it. Burn from within my face for 8. Oh my gosh. Okay. If they have another fireball effect, I could lose, so we need to hit a land here to win with Emrakul, presumably. Uh-oh, I might get punished for discarding the land. Jeez, I can't cast Emrakul. If they have another burn from within, I lose. Woo, they didn't though. Okay, that was scary. I thought they were going to double burn spell me out of the game, and I would have been very, very sad. So, I think what they probably did was burn my face, because they must have had another type of burn in their deck. Maybe they had another burn from within, or maybe they had a Devil's Play or something, but... Damn. Got greedy, discarded the land, and then couldn't cast my Emrakul because I was a fool. Alright, on to the next game. Pretty nice looking hand here for us. On the draw, but we have a little bit of early interaction with Bombardment, Geist for some setups. Oh yeah, more Drag Unders. This deck is really cool. Really freaking cool. Oh, I hate using this versus red-black when they have Madness Enablers, but if that's their best turn 2 play, I think it's worth killing that, because it's going to deal us like a bit of damage before we can get some other stuff online. Yeah, nice. The opponent's missing too, so... Good beats. That's okay. Probably don't need another Drag Under right now. Just looking for a land, I guess. Oh, that's pretty good. They make Mischief to ping my Pyrehound, and then they can sack the Devil to deal 2 damage to the Pyre Hound, and the Devil deals 1 to me. Joke's on them, though. The Pyre Hound is not my win con. That is just bait. And ASAP, gonna get the Tamio's Journal online. Now in 3 turns we will be able to tutor. We currently have Instant and Creature in the graveyard. Gonna get a Sorcery in there pretty soon. Okay, there's a way for us to pitch a land. Good. I'm going to go ahead and drag under their Cultist. If they want to sack it in response to deal 2 damage, I'm happy with that. It will deny me a card, though. So Sorcery, Land, Creature, Instant. That's 4 card types. Emrakul is going to cost 9 at the moment. They discarded Borrowed Malevolence to pump up their Vampire to a 4 power. I'm okay with that. Okay, and now they're Hellbent, so we're feeling really good here. Yeah, that's fine. Hmm. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8... 9, 10, 11, 12. We're going to be 1 mana off of Emrakul next turn. I guess I should probably fire this off. Okay, and now we will not be unable to cast Emrakul. So Emrakul's coming up next turn because we hit an artifact for the graveyard. Block here takes 6, go to 9. Bounce is going to be fine for later, yeah. Land. Emrakul. And cast. So we get to completely wreck them here. We get to sack their Cultist to kill their Vampire. We get to discard their card they drew to the Dragoon, and then we get to chump attack the Dragoon into Emrakul. Seems good. Alright. It doesn't matter if it's the optimal play, as long as I get to get Emrakul, we are in a good spot. Now we're up to, what, 5 wins? Nice. Let's keep it going. On to game 8 we go. On the draw. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this. It's nothing to do until turn 3 currently, but okay, that Incendiary Flow helps a lot. Hopefully they play a 2-drop creature that I get to flow, and then we can Mischief the Dryad later on. Can't take any chances with that lone Dryad though, so let's go ahead and add red, blue. If I had drawn like Galvanic Bombardment there, I would have used that instead. Would have been less mana efficient, but it would have been fine. They're going to get an instant. Nothing else in their graveyard. And now I feel extremely far ahead. Killed their first 2 threats. Have Drag Under for tempo for the next few. Just need to find a little bit more setup. Okay, obviously not going to bounce a Thraben Inspector. It's also kind of annoying, because we don't want to... I mean, it lets them hit me for 3, but... Well, I guess we do. Even though they can replay it. Alright, that's good. We get to start finding some more action. There's Emrakul. There's Rise from the Tides as well. We're still going to hold back our token here, because if they opted to play something that wasn't Provisioner, then we'd be able to block it. And I think we're just going to do setup. I'm going to Rise for Tides for 4 tokens. Pass turn. Hope that they don't have a flyer. Yep, I'm going to soak up 2 damage at this point. We have 1 game plan. It's fine. Bounce their 5-drop. 7. We need 2 more lands. Okay. Again, just buying time here. That's good. Another Drag Under would go a long way. So right now we still need 1 more turn for Emrakul, so it really depends on if they have a way to push a lot of damage this turn. That's nice. That's perfect for us. Because that means they're not getting rid of blockers. And that's 1 less removal spell for Emrakul next turn. So as long as I don't die here... I'm debating double blocking that. But I guess I wait 1 turn and see what they have. Because if they have like another Angelic Purge in their hand, then we get them good. Oh, they hit the mantle! They hit the mantle. We get them. We get to sack all of their stuff again. Actually, I should sack all of their white sources here is what I should do. Alright, and now we eat and trade. Easy money, honey. Alright, good luck, friend. And that's just how you Emrakul. Not quite good enough. 13/13 Flying Trampler, Protection from Instance. Oh yeah, let me take 1 of your turns. God, it feels good. Feels so freaking good. Emrakul is just so busted. It looks like it's uncastable, but really it isn't. Alright, 6-2 now. Final boss time. Win for max wins here, or lose for max pain, but either way, we've cast Emrakul enough to not feel bad about it. Okay, on to our finals. 6-2, Game 9, with our Emrakul Blue-Red Spells deck. This might be a game where we win with the Thermo Alchemist, but if that's the case, so be it. Been kind of unlucky with this pieces of the puzzle today. I mean, fortunately it hasn't milled Emrakul yet, but it has been pretty damn awkward otherwise. Village Messenger, okay, so they're gonna be on the fast aggro beats. Which means this might not be a great journal game. Yeah, red-white aggro here. We have a lot of good spells versus them, but the question is, will we find them? And 5 mills again, including the Emrakul. Wow. I mean, that means we're closer to our, other instants and sorceries, but that's so unlucky. We've only... How many? We have like 12 in our deck. Pieces of the puzzle and take inventory were 2 of the 12, so not hitting one there was extremely bad luck. That's fine. I take 2. Wow. Holy smokes. I guess unlucky is an understatement. Wonder if they just pass and flip their messenger. No, they're gonna go for aggro. Yeah, I gotta play the journal out. It means I take minimum 6, but bouncing, just buying a little bit of time is not good enough here. Where's my removal? Holy crapo. Sheesh. Alright, good beats. So I'm at 2 on board. Nothing I can do about that. If they have 2 points of damage, we die. And very unlikely I'm gonna have anything anyways. Sure, that's fine. Yeah. Just a very unlucky game. Piece of the puzzle completely bricking in our deck is insane. Like, let's go over our deck list again. But a matchup like that should be good. We have like 3 drag unders, a bombardment, a flow, make mischief was insane. We had another inventory, we had the deterrence, we had the pour, we had the rise, so... Damn. Felt like a kind of unlucky last game there, but I have to say, we cast Emrakul enough to not really feel too bad about it. Sweet deck. Got some good wins with that one. Hopefully you all enjoyed. As always, thanks for watching. We'll see you back next week for some more. Bye-bye.